Welcome, thrill seekers, to Candle Cove with Dr. Lady. Except not really. It's really just a candle. And now I'm going to place it here on this candle holding device for your viewing pleasure. Isn't that lovely? No, I'm just trying to sort of set the mood for you because this episode of Creepy Cheapies with Dr. Lady, and by the way, I'm John Steinbeck. This episode of Creepy Cheapies with Dr. Lady is a lost episode. It was only seen at 4 o'clock in the morning in certain homes in the Appalachians and in Maine and in central and northern Ohio during a heavy rainstorm. And the reception on people's televisions was interrupted so that this episode of Creepy Cheapies could be shown mysteriously. And it is said that all the people who saw it later either died or went mad or attempted suicide or found they had poor gas mileage on their cars, lowered resale value on their homes, hangnails, deviated septums, fallen arches, nosebleeds. Some of them found they had a little eyelash that came loose from their eyelid and got in their eye, and it was really irritating and it was painful and itchy and annoying, and they finally got it out of there. So all these terrible things happened. Do you dare to continue watching? Okay, if you do, you probably figured out by now, but I'm setting the mood for you for a creepypasta. What are the creepypastas? If you're not into those and you don't know what those are, they're sort of urban legends, urban myths that circulate on the internet, and many of them have to do with technology. And well, it can be said, I've heard it argued, that it's really sad that horror and fear and terror and suspense as a form of literature and entertainment has devolved from something like classic novels like Dracula and Frankenstein down into something that's, you know, sometimes pretty inarticulate and inconclusive and has no point to make other than to be ugly and depressing, and is written by unqualified writers. But I like some of the creepypastas that I've read, and I like very much the idea that technology, which is something that nowadays is all pervasive, it's everywhere in everybody's life, and yet nobody really understands how it works. I'm glad to see that being used as a source of spreading spooky stories. So one such spooky story, and I'm not fond of the story, but wow, this is a great mask. This is none other than Laughing Jack. Laughing Jack. Now, the mask came out sculpted by Jorge Texta, and it's been available since around 2015, I believe, from the folks at Ghoulish Productions. How do we know? Because there's a Ghoulish Productions tag right on there for your edification and bewilderment. Now, let's get a closer look at Laughing Jack. Now, the origin story of Laughing Jack varies because it is the nature of creepypastas that the plot lines and character origins and details are sort of nebulous. That is, they're not as rigidly canon styled as, say, for example, stories in a movie, like superheroes or Star Wars or something. No, the creepypastas are started out being written by often anonymous authors, or authors using, you know, scary nom de plumes, nom de internets, people using fake names and coming up with these scary stories. So other people would contribute to the mythology with their experience with the scary character or situation. And again, many of them involve internet and cell phone type problems. And many of them involve really interesting and nightmarish villains and monsters and killers. And one such character is Jaffing Lack here. Now, Laughing Jack, according to some versions of it, he started out as a toy that was a kid's favorite toy, and he was nice in the beginning, but then the kid grew up to be evil and became a serial killer, and as a result, his poor, disappointed toy, Laughing Jack, became evil and started disemboweling people for no reason. They're not always really, there's not always a great level of depth to the backstory, but it's just supposed to be creepy. See, they're short stories. They're not as long as a full novel or anything. They're short little bits of horror, just meant to give you the creeps. That's all. And anyway, he as he became evil, he lost his color. He started out looking more like a clown with bright, pretty colors, but then as he lost his soul to badness, he lost his color to grayness and became this monochromatic monster you see here. And as such, if you were going to wear this, I'd say your costume should look rather like his costume is described in the various creepypastas, although again, it's not really rigid like it is with a movie. So you could improvise a clown suit, I would say, as long as it's black and white and gray, it's going to be pretty good. Fantastic mask, teeth shiny, eyes shiny. I love this wacky nose that he has. And I don't know how well you can see this, but there's a bit of elastic stretchiness giving the hairpiece, which is actually fur, acrylic fur. There's some stretchiness to the bottom there, which makes this fit really nicely when you wear it. Now your eyes don't show because the eye slits are hidden above his eyes, but it's a good one to wear. It stays in place on your head because of the elastic, and it's rather easy to remove and put on because it's kind of small and the latex stops right here. It's about like a Zagoni mask with a fur back, sort of like that. And I've seen the price all over the place on this guy. I've seen Laughing Jack masks, like so many masks these days, anywhere from about $40 to about $80 for the same mask. So shop around a little bit. If you can score one for neighborhood of 40, 45 bucks, yeah, that's great. Because even if you don't know what he is, maybe more if you don't know what he is exactly, he's a cool looking mask that will scare people at your haunted house or your Halloween event, even if they don't know who he's supposed to be and they don't know what creepypastas are and they don't know what a Laughing Jack is. This mask will still scare them badly, I think. So I give him a thumbs up. And well, he's going to go and haunt people's nightmares and cause terrible things to happen to innocent people. And well, I'm not, because I object to that kind of behavior on moral grounds.